This right here is a 2018 Audi S5, and we've already transformed it with over $5,000 in mods. But today, he's back for more. Under the hood, as a quick recap, what we did was we went from stage 2 to stage 2 plus. We upgraded the intercooler, we put a bigger turbo inlet in here. We also put a bigger high pressure fuel pump piston, installed a Bluetooth gauge, and the best part was we installed a better, higher flowing, better sounding exhaust from AWE. Now, with all of those modifications, we already made the car sound better, perform better, but today we're gonna go a step above and take it from stage 2 plus to stage 3 plus to push over 750 horsepower with 034 Motorsports. Let's talk to the owner and hear his thoughts and see how he's been enjoying his stage 2 plus S5. What's up, Aiden? How you doing, bro? I'm glad to see you back in Washington. Yeah. How long was the drive again?
It was about 14 hours, but you know, it's worth it. It's worth it to see Dave.
I'm gonna try to make it worth your while, okay? So what are your thoughts and impressions on the tune so far?
So 034, at least in my opinion, just feels just like so aggressive. Like the shifts harder. Launch is much harder than anything I've ever felt. It like hooks up perfectly. Power ramps in super well. Yeah. It's been a great car.
How have you enjoyed the AWE exhaust?
Oh my God, it sounds so good, dude. Sounds so good. That's like the main thing I've noticed, honestly. Everywhere I go, I get compliments how good it sounds. Some people get mad at me, but that's okay.
That's fine, bro. Don't worry about the neighbors. Yeah,
most of the people like it. Yeah.
Point is, this car sounds insane already, right? The stock turbo with the intake, the turbo inlet helped with a little bit more turbo noise, in my opinion. The exhaust opened up some more flow already. Man, this thing sounds crazy. We have the draggy set up here, so let's see what we can do with 2 people in the car as a baseline. 3.6. 3.4. 3.45. Wow. And right here we have all the parts laid out that we're gonna need to go from stage 2 plus to stage 3 plus and push some major horsepower out of this S5. First up is this TT A10 hybrid turbo. It is the best hybrid turbo that is currently on the market for this platform. It is bored out to a 66mm inlet and even a larger exhaust housing than the 710 or the pure 750. This turbo has run 9 seconds in a quarter mile. I've been in the 9s in my SQ5 on it. It's gonna provide the most amount of air possible. And we're planning to run ethanol, so we need to upgrade our injectors here. I have RS6 injectors from Audi. What they're gonna do is provide around 40% more flow and give us more fueling headroom to make sure that we can run ethanol safely. To finish everything off, we need 4-bar map sensors, so we have the 034 ones that we're upgrading to, as well as a turbo inlet adapter for the TT A10 from 034. That's gonna fit perfectly. We might as well do an oil change, make sure that there's fresh oil running in the turbo and the engine. We're gonna be going with Liqui Moly's 5W40, which is the best option for these B9s. Audi calls out 0W20, but unfortunately that is just not enough lubrication at my point, so we're also gonna upgrade the oil as well. We're also gonna upgrade the brakes just a little bit. These are Zimmermann rotors. They're not any more lighter than the OEM ones, but they're gonna provide a little bit more cooling. We're also gonna upgrade the brake pad to pair these up with these Zimmermann rotors to these EBC Reds. They're gonna provide a lot more braking power, and so Hayden will be able to stop in time and not crash with his brand new turbo.
The teardown process is fairly simple here, but I'll still walk you guys through it just in case you will be upgrading your turbo anytime soon. I'm going to start by removing the intake and turbo inlet first. Then you have the oil and coolant lines that run to the turbo that need to be removed as well. And don't forget the O2 sensor either. Holding the downpipe to the turbo is this one big 6-inch clamp that requires a T30 to loosen it up and get it out of the way. Lastly, I'm going to remove the nuts and studs that hold the turbo housing to the head of the engine.
While we're in here, we might as well clean everything up. Make sure that these brand new exhaust gaskets are sealed nicely to a clean cylinder head. So what I like to do is use brake cleaner, and that cleans off most of that dirty and nasty. Now that we have everything prepared and replaced, we're gonna install our new turbo here. That should be fairly easy. Now before we do anything else, I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna pre-fill this turbo with a little bit of turbo oil from Liqui Moly. Lastly, we're gonna connect our oil line like that and our vacuum. And the turbo install is basically complete. Now we can move on to the next thing. You put a McDonald's straw, amazing rigging by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Instead of a bumper clip.
Yes, sir.
Bruh. future engineer right here. This is a future Chat GPT trained engineer right here.
Exactly.
That's
We're gonna do a little more permanent fix now though. We're using zip tie.
Is that how you're gonna pass your school exams?
Chat GPT.
Now here is the injectors are right underneath this rail right here. Remove this rail, and then there's a line that runs back. It's right here, and it goes to the injectors somewhere down there. Hey yo! Benefits of doing injectors. Oh! In here, we're just gonna put some brand new spark plugs in to make sure that Hayden's car runs flawlessly. And for those that are stage 3, I do recommend a replacement for your spark plugs every 4,000 to 5,000 miles, especially if you're running ethanol. That's it, look at these, ready to go back in. And with that, the last thing for the turbo is complete. We have everything plugged in on this side. The injectors and spark plugs are replaced. And now all we have to do is repeat the same exact process on the driver's side. ECU here. That should give us a lot more space. It's okay. Gas everywhere?
Just a little bit.
Nice. Well, we here at needforbuilt blow the budget out of the window every single time. So if you guys want me to build your car, send me an email down in the description below. And now let's get to installing some parts. We're gonna be running a lot more boosts. We gotta upgrade our map sensors. These ones are from 034 Motorsport. TT also has them. These are the ones that I like to point out. We have already removed our stock map sensors, one right here and one right here. And all we gotta do now is just pop these back in.
You just pop them in.
That's it, just O-ring.
I can do that.
I'm sure you lube them up. That's it.
Extra lube.
Yes, sir. Money. Stage 3 Plus, done. Now we have our TT-A10 adapter already installed on the turbo inlet. So all we need to do now, slide this bad boy in. Now we have our 034 dongle, everything is installed, so all we need to do next is flash the car. And to do that, OBD2 port. Then we go on 034's app, engine, transmission. Now we are stage 3 plus TT-A10. We meet all the requirements by 034 Motorsport. RS5 injectors, high pressure fuel pump, everything else, intercooler, intake, and also the catless or high flow cat and downpipe, 4-bar map sensors, better tires, 100%. And we got the drivetrain insert upgrades as well. Engine mounts are done too, so we're pretty much set up. So we're gonna flash the ECU first, and then we'll flash the TCU next. And now that the TCU is flashed, we get a raised rev limiter all the way up to 7,000 RPM. This thing is gonna rev out high.
Is that dangerous on stuff? Internals and stuff?
Nope, absolutely not. This is within every perfect safe limit set by 034 Motorsport. They have these tunes 100% dialed in on the ECU and the transmission side. And I've proven time and time again on my own cars that 034's tune puts in the work and they're 100% safe. If you guys wanted to upgrade from your P34, I highly recommend the S34 intake. I run it on my SQ5, so Hayden's gonna upgrade at some point, but just for turbo noises and for hot air intake purposes, we're gonna run this setup just for this video.
Oil changes on these B9s is a very easy process, but I'm old school, so I don't suck the oil out with one of those specialty extractor tools. The oil filter housing is located right on top of the engine next to turbo, and it utilizes a 32mm socket. I'm going to replace the oil filter with a brand new OEM one and lube up the gaskets on the oil filter as well as the oil filter housing with old oil to make sure that those gaskets don't tear. Now I'm going to drain the old oil and torque the oil filter to 25 Nm, and lastly fill up the engine with 7.2 quarts of 5W40 from Liqui Moly.
Well, it is the next day, and the last thing on our list are some rotors and brakes. So let's do the front ones first.
The first step to accessing the rotors and brake calipers is to remove the rims. Now, since we're replacing the rotors and brake pads, I'm just going to pry a little bit between the rotor and the brake pad itself to release some of that brake pressure, move the piston back so I can remove the brake caliper. Once the two bolts that hold the caliper in place are removed, I can take the caliper off and set aside. there is one 230 bolt that holds the rotor in place. Make sure that you don't strip it, otherwise it's going to be a bad day. Now that that rotor is removed, I'm going to clean up the mating surface with a brush just to make sure that the new rotors sit nice and tight and flush to the wheel hub. It's just a good practice. The EBC red pads look much better than the OEM brake pads, and while they will be louder and dustier, they will bite much harder and give Hayden the braking power he's going to need with all this power that he's going to be making. The OEM clips are a little bit tough to force the new pads in, so it does require a little bit of motivation to get them seated properly. Now that our wheel hub is nice and clean, I'm going to line up the Zimmerman rotor and secure it with a brand new 230 bolt. Now on these Audis, there are also brake wear sensors, so I'm going to install a brand new one on the front to make sure that it lasts the life of the pads, and that completes the installation for the new front rotors and pads.
Now, to do the rear brakes and rotors on these B9s, you do have to retract the rear brake piston. But in order to do that, we need to use OBDEleven. And that's actually who this video is sponsored by. So while we're going to be doing this, let me tell you about OBDEleven. OBDEleven is the best self-servicing DIY tool that you could possibly use. All you need to do is plug it into your OBD2 port and you're able to scan codes on the fly and clear them even as you're driving. But you can also use it for different adjustments to change the settings in your car. What we're going to be using it for is the rear brake pads. Now for that, we need to retract the electronic parking brake, and then we would hit brake pads replacement, would select the value, brake piston, boom, complete. And now we're able to remove the rear brake caliper to change our pads out and also remove our rotors thanks to OBDEleven. And if you guys want to buy an OBDEleven for your car, all you need to do is go and hit my link, use code needforbuilt10 to get yourself a 10% discount on all of OBDEleven's products. And now let's get to changing out these brakes.
Yo, this thing is crazy. Oh boy. Woo!
30, 60.
Holy
30, 60.
3 flat.
30, 60.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This thing just pulls like a freight train. Dude. Woo! Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video as much as Hayden is going to enjoy this car. And if you did, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, purchase yourself an OBDEleven. The next one's the best one. I'll see you guys again soon.